Hello, how I do everybody? Welcome back to Woods' World 63. 63 being the year I was born, in case I hadn't mentioned that before. Now, today's video, as you may have already guessed from the first 30 seconds or so, is about a Spitfire. Not any old Spitfire, but a Spitfire that I flew in. Surprise birthday present. My interest in the Spitfire, not just from this book, which I have to say is a fantastic read. I'm not being paid to plug this, but I did read it. It's something I was already interested in, with John Nichols. The book is about the phenomenon, and I don't mind using that word phenomenon because it is a phenomenon. Say it too many times, phenomenon. Sounds silly, doesn't it? But anyway, a Spitfire flies by, whether you're male, female, young, old. I've seen it so many times, people go, Spitfire! And still do it. Even though we get Spitfires flying past here in Kent, mostly out of Headcon, on a daily basis during the summertime, it still captures the imagination. What is it about that plane? And that's what that book explores. What is it about that plane that makes people look up to the sky and go, Spitfire? It's a great read. My interest in the Second World War, mainly from exploits of my granddad there, just behind me, is become more intense is the wrong word. I've become more interested in it. I've become more in tune with it. And down here in Kent, the home front, we're surrounded by First and Second World War stuff. It's the evidence of it. It's everywhere. And I go out with my friends over to Headcon quite often, and we watch the Spitfires. Two of my friends have done it before. I've been to watch and thought, God, I'd like to do that one day. And then that one day arrived, 17th of September 2023. I'd arranged to go out with friends that day on our scooters. Dave and Mark and Tony, we were going to ride over to Headcon, funnily enough, and watch the Spitfires. Battle of Britain weekend as it was. My wife Claire, she walks into the bedroom, brings me a cup of tea in my Spitfire cup, wakes me up and says, oh, wouldn't it be lovely if some lucky person out there had the chance to fly in a Spitfire this weekend of all weekends, the Battle of Britain weekend, Battle of Britain being the 15th of September. And I'm looking at her thinking, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Oh, wouldn't it be nice though, darling? Wouldn't it be nice if someone could go up in a Spitfire on Battle of Britain weekend? Yeah, what are you banging on about? What are you going on about that for? And then with a big grin on her face, she handed me this white envelope, and I looked at her. She looked at me with this big grin, and I looked at the envelope, and I went, you haven't, have you? She did. I still can't believe it. I couldn't believe it then. I still can't believe it now. And that was my 60th birthday present. A flight in a Spitfire at Biggin Hill. So today's video is me sharing that incredible moment, that incredible day with you. I hope you enjoy it.
Have a great flight. Yeah, put it up a little bit. Don't forget, can't be closed, bring your seat all the way up.
Can't be closed, seat up. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just check that seat in place when you come up. Have a great flight.
There are so many can't believe it moments happening. I'm in a Spitfire. It's just started up. It's rattling, it's shaking, it's 80 years old. That Spitfire's just started up. To my left, two Spitfires, and it's spitting smoke. An aeroplane that spits fire when it starts up. Could be a name. Quick wave to friends and family that were coming on to watch. Incredibly, they all knew months ago and managed to keep it a secret. I couldn't have done that. On the day, my friends and family were offered the opportunity to go up in that white chase plane. Basically that takes off before, then we chase after it and they get to look down at the Spitfire. I'm so glad 6 of them chose to do it. It's such a cool thing.
although you can't hear him, the pilot was talking to me all the way through. At this point, he said, "You know why we taxi at this funny angle?" I said, "Yeah, because you can't see out the top." He said, "Yeah, that's right." I said no to everything else. I didn't want him to stop talking to me. It was right then, at that moment, when he put the power down and those Merlin engines kicked in and they changed sound. I got really emotional. I'm taking off in a Spitfire right now. A good friend of mine who's done this before a few years ago, he said try and take it all in because it's over very, very quickly. So this is me trying to take it all in. Now my wife's on that little white plane bouncing around, and she really isn't. She is a nervous flyer, even when we're on the big jetliners going away on holiday. But she was buzzing when I got back down. She was buzzing. Said flying in that little thing once she got over the nerves, and then watching me come alongside like I am now, and everyone on the plane was going, "Look, I'm trying to get their photographs," and leaning out the windows, and that they all were buzzing, so buzzing, in fact that my friend Nick, him and his wife, they decided they wanted to do it, and have done it since. They've done theirs from Headcom Aerodrome rather than Biggin Hill where I am now. Here's a funny little story, one that I wanted to share with you. You might laugh, you might not. I laugh when I think about it. So my wife runs a small catering company, and over the last few years I've been helping her more and more and more, and we do office lunches and things like that. Anyway, a couple of days before I went up in the Spitfire, she said, "Oh, we've got a really important buffet to do this weekend." And I went, "Oh, do I have to? I'm going out on my scooter with my mates." "Yeah, I know you are." "Oh, I was going to go look at the Spitfires flying at Headcom." Yeah, I know you are. But we've got to do this little buffet." Alright then. So not only had my friends been lying to me about the fact they all knew about my Spitfire flight, my wife was lying to me because the buffet wasn't for another job, it was actually for today. So I made my own buffet for my friends who all knew about it. They were all in on the big secret. Didn't they do a good job? It was at this point that the pilot informed me that because of the weather closing in so badly, rain forecast and ceiling height being too low to fly safely, that he'd been in touch with the other Spitfire pilot, who also couldn't fly where he wanted to fly, and they'd made arrangements to meet up and fly together, as long as me and the other guy were okay with that. Okay with that? Yes, please. This is Squadron Leader Wood requesting permission to peel off and go and find some Bosch to bash. Tally ho. And now as you got on Spit, son? 12, sir. That's plenty. Grab your things, we're going back up. And here we are coming up on the other Spitfire. I honestly can't begin to tell you just how this felt. The words don't make you realise how the hairs on the back of my neck were standing up. Here I am, in an 80-year-old Spitfire, flying over Kent countryside alongside another Spitfire. I really wanted to add the theme tune to the Battle of Britain, but copyright says I can't. But in my head, as I'm sitting there in this cockpit right now, I'm going dun, da, 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 da. Beware of the Hun in the sun. Daka, 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 daka. Sorry, can't help myself. This is Rabbit Leader 1. Bogies spotted 5 miles south, 12 o'clock. I can't stand it anymore, Captain. Oh, that sounded like Star Trek. I can't stand it anymore, Rabbit Leader. I'm going in. I don't like any more of these dinghies, sorry, not dinghies, any more of these planes coming over and invading our country. I'm going in. Enemy spotted, sir. Permission to brake right and engage at will. I have at least enough ammo to take half. You take the other half. Job's a good 'un. Roger that, Ginger. Jolly good show. Great idea. Banking right. Let's get in there and give 'em hell. Get as many as we can back in time for tea.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few.
Okay, all joking apart, I'd just like to say right now, being up here in this plane, flying over Kent, placing myself in the same position of those heroes, and they were heroes, who fought over the skies of Kent in these little planes, wonderful little planes. It's cramped, they're rickety, they rattle, they shake, and they feel like they could fall apart, but it didn't stop them getting in them, didn't stop them going up and doing combat. And then my admiration for these people was already massive. It's just gone up a bit more. Incredible bravery, incredible devotion to your country, incredible sense of duty. Overwhelming, really. How about a little bit of history of the plane that I'm in? TE-308, built at Castle Bromwich in early June 1944. It was issued to 39MU, where it stayed for 5 years. After a move to 29MU, it was sold to Vickers Armstrong for conversion to a 2-seater trainer and subsequently taken on charge by the Irish Air Corps, where it served from 1951 to 1961. Today, TO-308 flies in the colours of number 457 Squadron Royal Australian Air Force, nicknamed the Grey Nurse Squadron. I've got a couple of friends that have done the Spitfire flight from Headcorn, and because I've done mine from Biggin Hill, I've been asked the obvious question, which one's better? Authenticity, probably Headcorn, because it's a grass runway. They were both World War II airfields, as I'm sure you know, but Biggin Hill now being more like a city airport, modern planes, tarmac runway, Headcorn just has that edge over a feeling. It's a grass runway, it's surrounded by Kent countryside, it's got a wooden dispersal hut, it's got its own little museum and other things to see. The package you get at Biggin Hill is very good. You get a sticker and you get roll looked after, and they've got a very nice big museum which all your visitors and guests can come in. So yeah, hard one to call. Package slightly better at Biggin Hill, authenticity better at Headcorn. Pay your money, take your choice. And then, just like that, my 20 minutes in the skies over Kent in the world's most famous fighter aircraft is over. Too quick. Which my friend Tony did say, it's over too quick. But I do feel like I've taken it all in, and I've got this video to look back on forever.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Yeah. Marvellous. Now I'm finished crying. Yeah, I'll push her uphill now, sit over. How was that?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I remember somebody said to me once, every day is Remembrance Day if you want it to be. So if you come down our stairs every morning, it pretty much is. And then as you come in the front door, I see that. And there it is, hanging by the front door. 17th of September 2023, a day I'll never forget. So, is it good value for money? Nah, not really. It's a lot of money, it's very expensive. But is it one of them things you look back on and go, wow, I did that? Yeah, it really is. And as I said, as I was getting out of the Spitfire, fantastic.